Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Chem Insider. In the previous video, we discussed about reactivity of boranes towards alkanes and alkenes towards borane. Now, in this video, let us learn about certain examples connected to alkene and borane conditions. In the first example here, we are taking a cyclohexane ring containing a double bond, and now we are treating this with thexyl borane. This thexyl borane which we are considering over here is first treated separately with the alkene. So whenever you are treating just hydroborane or an organoborane with an alkene, you will be just obtaining a substituted organoborane compound but not the complete hydrolysis product. Therefore, when you bind this thexyl borane with the alkane, there is yet one hydrogen free available on the borane atom, which may be used by the boron to get bonded with one more alkane system. So the hydrogen may also be available for bond formation. Hence, in the question, if you observe carefully, they have given one more different species of alkene. So now, in this particular process, let us go through the reaction by treating one of the substrate one at a time with our one of the reagent with one of our substrate one at a time. So first, when you treat thexyl borane, we will obtain the product like this. B H and a thexyl borane group. So now, since it carries one more borane atom, so this is the first step. In the second step, we are treating this second species of alkene. So we'll write it down over here. Now this second species of alkene will attack the borane atom. As a result, we'll obtain boron being bonded with three different like this. Now you may get confused with the number of carbon atoms, so be careful while writing the structure of carbon-carbon coupling reaction or carbon any coupling reaction. You need to calculate the number of carbon atoms initially present in the molecule. Now the alkene system carries 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atom. So let us start the carbon atoms present in this structure. We have 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so please do remember to count the number of carbon atoms which are being attached to the carbon carbon coupling bond reaction. So now we have obtained our structure. Next let us carry out the third step, that is treating it with carbon monoxide under heating condition along with hydrogen peroxide. So when you treat carbon monoxide heated, when you heat the given organoborane with carbon monoxide in the presence of hydrogen peroxide, what we observe is the organoborane which was initially attached to the thexyl borane bond will break down, leading to the formation of carbon oxygen double bond, which we have explained in the previous video of reaction of thexyl borane with alkenes, right? So the compound which we are going to obtain is C double bond O. Now again let us calculate the number of carbon atoms which should be present. See, initially there was no carbon atoms attached over here. We have C double bond O. So 1 carbon, 2, 3 and the fourth one being the COOET. So let us once again calculate 1, 2, 3 and 4. So there are totally 4 carbon atoms which is being attached because of the additional alkene group attached. Next, the second type of reaction. Here we have a substituted alkene. So if we have a substituted alkene, then we'll be observing a stereochemistry change of the process. So therefore, when you treat organoborane, this is just a simple hydration process. The organoboranes will be leading us to the formation of OH group. So the OH group will be coming on the carbon which is less substituted, right? So remember the hydrogen attached will be on the more substituted carbon, whereas the OH group will be present at the less substituted carbon, like this. And the stereochemistry will be, since there is a methyl group already present at one of the carbon-carbon double bond carbon, therefore the methyl group which was already present will be in the wedge bond, the H and the OH groups will be in the dash bond. Now let us go for a kind of a complicated question. So now here we are treating a cyclopentene compound with 9 bbn along with certain other reagents. So now what does the reaction, how does the reaction takes place in this case? Here in this case what we observe is, when you treat 9 bbn with this specific compound, here the bond breaks. Let us say this bond is breaking down. So this bond breaks in order to form an allylic cation. Okay, this bond breaks to form an allylic cation which is much more stable when compared to pentation. Okay, that is, if you break this bond, one of the carbon will be carrying a positive charge and the other carbon will be carrying a negative charge. So this positive charge carried by a carbon is called the allylic carbon carbocation. That is because it is present next to a carbon which is attached to a carbon-carbon double bond. Since this allylic carbocation is formed, this allylic carbocation is involved in resonance. That resonance leads to the carbocation shifting from this position to this position. Hence, it is said to be more stable type of a carbocation. Now, when you treat allylic carbocation kind of a species with 9 bbn, it takes place the reaction in such a way that it leads to a formation of similar 9 bbn compound of hydroboration. The only thing is, you need to remember there is a chance of possibility of formation of allylic carbocation. You need to remember that. So therefore, here the reason why we are considering for the formation of allylic carbocation is, if allylic carbocation is being formed, then the OH group is more possibly attached towards the BH2 group. So how does this reaction takes place? Let us first break down the reaction in such a way that, let us take the positive charge here and the negative charge here. We have a double bond, wedge bond COOMe. Okay. Now in the BH3 group, we can write it as BH2 9 bbn. We can write the 9 bbn as BH2 and a H, right? We write it as BH2 for a boron. Now instead of a BH2 we need to write BBN. So let us take these two hydrogens off, and instead of these two hydrogen, let us write down the actual BBN structure, which can be written like this. Now when you treat this species, the bond, once this is broken down, the hydride ion will be attacking the allylic carbocation. As a result, the negative charge will be attacking the boron group. Once this is bonded with one another, we will obtain the structure like this. Dash bond of BBN, dash bond of hydrogen, double bond COOMe. Okay. Now when you treat hydrogen peroxide, the reason it being forming a dash bond is because of the presence of a more stable group and a wedge bond. So now we will treat this with H2O2 and OH minus. Then we undergo hydration process. So we will observe OH group being attached in position of the organoboron like this. Hydrogen, we have a hydrogen here and the methyl group C double bond OMe. Now the second step is using a reagent called MsCl NE-tetherize. So what is the application of this reagent is, it carries out removal of methanol compound, or you can say removal of alcohol. So now we have, or you can also say it as a leading to the formation of a 5-membered lactone ring structure. That is, so we have this carbon double bonded with O at this position, and the MeOH has been removed, so there will be forming a lactone structure, and the hydrogens which are present over here will be shifting their positions like this, and we have a hydrogen with a dash bond at this position carrying the one more carbon carbon double bond in the structure. So this is the end product when you treat a compound which is having the ability to form a allylic carbocation. So usually what we get confused is you can directly take the reaction of 9-BBN treating with the H2O in the presence of H2O and OH minus. Then you need to be more careful of attaching the OH minus group, or you can observe the OH minus group is more specific in binding to a carbon in such a way that it leads to a formation of allylic carbocation. Okay, so that is why it is more important in order to observe the reaction if there is any chance of a carbocation being forming. Even though we can say that organoboranes are not involved mechanism leading to a formation of carbocation, but also in some type of reactions they may have to check for presence of a carbocation formation when you are about to break a carbon carbon double bond. Okay, so this is about for that example. Next, let us take one more example of organoborane B2H6. So here this is a simple hydroboration process. We'll obtain alcohol on the terminal carbon atom which is involved in carbon carbon double bond. So that is OH group over here. So this is just a simple hydroboration. Next, if you observe the second example, you might get confused of what is the reagent being given over here. So don't get confused whenever you have multiple reagent given in the same step. So here NaBH4 with BF3.OET twice is nothing but a process of organoborane preparation. In the previous video of organoborane introduction, I have said that when you treat a haloborane with a reducing agent, we can prepare organoborane. So when you treat NaBH4 with BF3, we are going to prepare B2H6, that is nothing but a diborane. So this reaction is nothing but treating the given substrate with B2H6 in presence of H2O2 and OH minus. Since the group is already, since the carbon-carbon double bond is already substituted, we will be having a stereochemical structure. So you need to be more careful about the stereochemical structure only, not about the substrates or the reagent which is being given to you. So the group which is already present will be in the dash bond, and the species which are going to add on the wedge bond. So this is the reaction. Next, let us see for the last example of this today's class. So here this is a question given in the previous year question paper. So here what we are doing is we are treating a stereochemical camphenyl type of a compound with borane first, and then we are treating the given product which is obtained from the reaction with 4-nitro carboxylic acid, benzoic acid, in the presence of PPH3 and DEAD, and later the product which was obtained to the position is treated with K2CO3 in the presence of MeOH. So this complete process, if you observe carefully, is almost known to us, right? There is no need of getting confused with what should we do if we have a reaction like this with the carboxylic acid and nitro group along with PPH3DEAD or a K2CO3 with MeOH. This is just a simple reaction which we have studied already in our previous classes. K2CO3 with MeOH is nothing but a simple process of hydrolysis which we have studied in the PU or BSc classes. Carbonate compounds when treated with MeOH in the presence of the group which we are forming, which will be a ester. So ester with MeOH will give us a compound of hydrolysis process. Next, for about the COOH and PPH3DEAD, in order to know that, we need to know what will be the product A. What will be the product A be? The product A will be a substrate of carbon-carbon double bond being treated with boron lead us to a formation of alcohol. Alcohol with an carboxylic acid in presence of DEAD, we can clearly say that it undergoes ester, right? Alcohol with carboxylic acid gives us ester, and this ester, because of the presence of PPH3 and DEAD, we can say this we have studied in its application in reagent DCC's classes. In the chapter of DCC video, we learned what is the use of PPH3 and DEAD. PPH3 and DEAD switches the stereochemistry of the alcoholic carbon. So we are preparing an ester whose stereochemistry has been changed. So let us write on the mechanism of this react or the product which we are going to obtain. So first, when you treat BH3 H2O2 in presence of OH minus. Be sure about the stereochemistry. Don't switch the stereochemistry when you are about to write the structure. You only need to switch the stereochemistry if there is given reagent which is possible or which has a capability to switch the stereochemistry of the substrate, or else you no need to confuse or complicate things for yourself. So here there is a wedge bond. The OH group will be coming over here with a dash bond. Okay. So this is again a wedge bond. We'll keep it that way. So now we have ended the first step. So this is our product A. Now we have to treat our product A with 4-nitrobenzoic acid. When you treat 4-nitrobenzoic acid with an alcohol, we usually obtain an ester. Since we are using PPH3 and DEAD as a side reagent, we can clearly say that the stereochemistry of the ester being formed will be a different one. So how will it be different? There is nothing but the OH group which is in the dash bond will arise above the plane and will be in the wedge bond like this. O, C double bond O, NO2. So we have the methyl group in the wedge bond as it is. Now the last point, we need to treat this with K2CO3 and MeOH. That is nothing but a hydrolysis process. So on hydrolysis, we are going to break down this bond. We are going to break the carbon and oxygen bond present over here, leading us to the formation of a alcoholic group which is having a similar stereochemistry of OH wedge bond with the additionally present CH3 group. So this is the examples answer. This is our product C, which we have not put on the question mark. So this is B and this is our product C. So this is all about today's video. I have explained some basic and important examples which are about one of the example for each of these kinds. If you have more example of this side of reactions, you can practice those in order to get the better idea of these reactions. Or if you come across those type of an example and you get confused of the process, you can mail those doubts to me to my mail address which I have provided you in the description box. So if you have understood this video, please do subscribe to my channel and share this video among your friends. Thank you for watching.